I see my name in shining lights, yeah, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
It's time to get down to business on the weekend's #1 business program. Known as the King of Networking, your host, Shalom Klein, has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and created countless jobs. So, to success. Let's get down to business.
And indeed, we're all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here on with Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at syklein.com. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information you will not want to miss. So let's jump right in. I'm thrilled to be joined by Zach Larson of Intention Financial Partners in Naperville. Zach, welcome to the program. Thanks so much for joining us.
What a thrill to be here. I am so excited to get to share a little bit and hopefully help connect with some of your listeners.
Absolutely. Well, I know you're passionate about what you do, and that's the most important thing. And hopefully you'll share that passion and that energy for growing and keeping people's money. That's something everybody wants. So let's start in the very beginning, Zach. I know, again, you're passionate about this topic, but how did you get started? What is Intention? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been lucky for a long time. I've just had a sense of what I was supposed to do and what I've been called to do, and that's to help people make really good choices with their money, to make informed choices, thoughtful ones, and then stay accountable to that plan. And our company has come about because of that. I've worked with a friend and colleague, Corey Schmidt, for almost 20 years together, and we just have this sense that we can help try to take complex things that people have to deal with in terms of their money and simplify it for them and help them make intentional choices with that money.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. And that's an important mission indeed. So let's get into the nuts and bolts over here. I mean, there's a lot of people that say that they help people with their money, but what is your and your team at Intention Financial Partners sort of unique value add and unique approach to helping people to intentionally use, grow, and give their money? We're going to talk about the give word in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that part is really something exciting. I think most entrepreneurs, business owners, successful people in their careers have this sense that they've been helped by others along the way. They've maybe caught some breaks. Obviously, they've worked hard and they've done a great amount of, or made amount of great choices to become successful. But with that sense, there's often a desire to say, how can I help someone else? How can I give back? And so we love to explore that with people. But long before we get to that, oftentimes, people need to have a sense of confidence about where they are. And we have experienced that many business owners, entrepreneurs especially, devote so much time to their work, to their business, that oftentimes their own personal financial choices are almost accidental. And so we have a great process to go through and help people organize their money, to prioritize what they want to accomplish with their finances, with their life, and then strategize. There's a lot of different ways to do money. And our goal is not to say this is the right way or the wrong way. It's to inform people these are ways that you can accomplish what you're trying to do. And then the fourth is maximize. It says, how do we get the most out of what we have? And oftentimes to maximize our money, we need to minimize three things: minimize unnecessary risks, minimize fees, and minimize taxes. And that last one is a big part of the process as well.
So very intentionally, which I think is probably where that name came up, Intention Financial Partners. I'm chatting with Zach Larson, and I very much appreciate you coming on. So I love that approach. So let's talk a little bit about philanthropy and giving back. I mean, for starters, why do you think it's important to give back to communities? And again, can you describe how you do this throughout the year? Where does that sense of generosity come from?
Yeah, there's both a philosophical edge to that we don't have a ton of time to explore, and a practical edge. But just to touch on the philosophical, I think from my faith perspective, there's definitely a sense of, to those whom much is given, much is expected. And there's important ways that many people want to connect back just to fulfill that edge of their life, to say, I'd like to help other people. But there's also a very practical sense. As people make and earn and accumulate more money, we get caught in this real world conundrum of there is always more. Like people will find the house of their dreams. They'll buy the boat that they've always longed for, and then they'll turn around in the harbor and see there's always a bigger boat. There's always a nicer house. And yet, if we look the other direction, there's always somebody who's struggling, who needs a leg up. And so generosity, giving back, is a balance that I've found right in the middle of that to say, yeah, there's always more, but there's always other people that we can help. And so it just creates this wonderful balance. And when we do that practically, there's also some benefits that can come with that in our own finances from a tax perspective. And we're really good at helping figure out the best ways to accomplish that.
Cool. That's fantastic. That's huge and that's impactful, which is really important. So let's talk about, again, the approach, getting into the weeds. Can you describe how you help people to give back to their communities and causes through philanthropic gifts and perhaps, again, through, like you said, by cutting some of those fees and taxes and things like that, it gives people more money to play with to be able to have that impact.
You bet. This is obviously a fast forward view of it, but let's just say there's a couple different levers you can pull. One is you just give. You give to give. And so you might write a check or put it on a credit card or make it recurring so that every month it just happens in the midst of your busyness, the gifts just go. Once we get past that level one and people experience the joy of it and feel good about giving, level two is to gift from appreciated assets. So let's say you were fortunate to buy some stocks or an index fund and now it's growing, or maybe your business is growing and you have shares of your business you could give. So you can gift that appreciated asset directly to the charity and avoid paying capital gains taxes on it. The third way is you could bunch several years of your gifts together into 1 year. So if you were going to give 10 grand a year, maybe that doesn't allow you to itemize your deductions on your taxes. But if you bunch several years together by gifting appreciated assets, now all of a sudden you would likely qualify for an itemized deduction. And again, just a disclaimer, we're going to work with people's financial teams, their attorneys, their accountants, and pull all this together to make sure we're most efficient with it. And then the fourth thing is really cool. There are funds, and we all hear about like Bill Gates or ultra wealthy people, but there are tools just like that. They have a private foundation for yourself. And one of the most commonly used is called a donor advised fund. And you can Google that and learn a bunch of information or reach out to us and we'll help go through the benefits of it. And the benefits are there from a tax and a fee perspective, but also just from a simplicity and intentionality piece to say, I've set aside this money. I want to give it to the places that matter to me that are making a difference in your own community.
And that's what people want, right, Zach? They want to be able to make choices to do what they want with their money. They earned it. So they want to make sure that they can give it where they want, use it how they want. And again, like you said, not get sucked into the fees, the taxes, and some of the sort of ancillary things that sometimes just you really lose track of again, that potentially decent salary and where has it gone. So I want to talk about confidence in our last minute over here in retirement planning. You know, that's a big topic over there, right, Zach? How do you help your clients to have more confidence with their money?
We start to shift from a mindset of net worth mentality towards one of a spending and income mindset, because I learned over many years of doing this that you don't retire on a net worth. Oftentimes it's hard to ever have a net worth big enough to give people confidence because there's always something more or something that could happen. But people retire well when they have regular income coming in, and it could be from all sorts of different sources, real estate or businesses or pensions or annuities or dividends or interest, a lot of different ways to do it. But transferring from an accumulation mindset and mentality towards one of utilization allows people to have confidence. And we've got cool software that helps to run those scenarios so people can see their probability. But then we take that probability of success and we put it into practical ways to say, this is how we're going to get you money to use it, to grow it, to give it, and to make the impact that people want to have and to have the experiences that they choose throughout their retirement.
Totally. Well, Zach, I've learned a lot in our conversation, and I already feel more confident. I know our listeners will want to do the same and learn more and get in touch with you and your team. Again, Zach Larson from Intention Financial Partners. Zach, how can we get in touch with you and schedule a consultation and learn more about your practice?
Yeah, the best way, check us out online, of course. Our website is simple. It's intention.com. That comes from two words that mean a lot to us and to our clients, intentionality and generosity. So it's INTENTGEN.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn, and look forward to having good conversations.
Absolutely. Zach Larson, we really appreciate you coming on, and I look forward to bringing you back on real soon. Thanks so much. Coming up after the break, we've got a lot more small business jobs and entrepreneurship, but be sure to check out our sponsors, Tom Mirabali, healthplanchicago.com for all of your health insurance and Affordable Care Act discussions and needs. His phone number is 630-863-3477, 630-863-3477. Get on my website, syklein.com, or check out our podcasts on your favorite podcast app. Just search for Get Down to Business. We'll be right back.